The group stages, it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, we all know that how great Problem is. We all know his legacy and what he stands for in the Madden community, but there's a young buck. There's a young guy in this group, a young gentleman, Mr. Hollywood. He is a big-time player. Had a conversation this week with Serious Mo and Spot Me Please. These are two of the best players in the world. I asked them one question. I said, hey, if you guys don't win this tournament, who will win this Madden Bowl tournament? They both said Hollywood.
Wow. And Problem will kick things off. Hollywood will receive, and we are ready to go. Of course, Problem, big-time 49ers fan. Mr. Hollywood rocking the New York Giants. And you think whoever wins this game is going to have the upper hand in Group D.
Time and time again, what we have seen in watching the games here, I know you were watching intently throughout this. I mean, there's a lot of great action, but we're going to take a look at the McDonald's keys to the game here. He needs to make sure to play the game, not the name. That's Hollywood's role here. Yes, he's playing Problem. Stay focused on what you're doing. You need to establish the run. Problem will force turnovers on your passing offense because of the high-pressure defense, and Problem, you just need to focus on sending that pressure against Hollywood that get turnovers.
Throws it away there on 2nd and 10. Your McDonald's keys to the game. I got a feeling these two competitors are going to feel each other out here in these first couple drives. Problem's heavy with the running game, and he's big on coming up with turnovers. So Hollywood's got to be careful. Finds Antonio Brown, and Antonio Brown will move the sticks out to the 38.
Yeah, and then that great little passing over the middle of the field right there. Quick drag. You're seeing all these pressure, defensive pressure blitzes off the edges. That opens up these little short crossing patterns directly over the middle of the field. You'll see it time and time again throughout this game. Receivers will come from an area right here, right over the middle of the field, and they're easy completions.
Nice run there by Ricky Williams, picking up 5 yards. That'll make it a 2nd and 5. And we've noticed the teams that's had success so far in these group stages have a balanced attack of running and throwing.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, take a look at True Boy in that last Group C. He got out of there advancing on, and a lot of it's because of his play style. He changes everything up. He goes from formation to formation. He doesn't just sit in one formation. You know, all these years, Madden has always had that rep of like, oh, you guys will just stay in one formation, one play all game. No, not anymore. Madden NFL 17, much more authentic. You see all these different formations, different schemes that people use.
Antonio Brown once again on the drag, leans forward to the 49, and it's going to be a new set of downs. Pretty good receiving core here. Antonio Brown, Randy Moss on the right side. Of course, the speedster Brendan Cooks and the steady hands of Herman Moore for Hollywood.
Yeah, and you're going to see these two deep safeties time and time again up in the middle of the field up there. That's an area you have to be concerned right there. And you can see right at the gate up top.
And he finds him. Herman Moore, the former Lion, the legend, and the youngster strikes first.
Just like that. You see Problem got stuck on a deep safety. He had a deep responsibility. He came underneath. You saw Hollywood take advantage of that, go up top to Herman Moore for the big score. That's a great way to start this matchup when you're going against Eric Problem right.
Well, no Problem will have the opportunity to respond. Just about 2.5 minutes ticking off here in the first on that drive. This one's going to be a definite touchback for Johnson. So how important it is here for Problem. He's the kind of guy that runs the ball a lot, so he doesn't get a lot of possessions. He tries to limit your possessions as well. Needs to answer right here.
Yeah, and the name of his game is not his offense. He is a defensive-minded player. I think his offense has improved since the Madden Classic. We saw him throughout this group stage improve. He runs the same style of offense that we saw Jet Steele run, which we saw in that game, a big-time issue for Jet.
I don't think that's a good thing.
No, and I hope that Problem doesn't have those same issues in this. You know Hollywood's going to be sending pressure. You got to watch out. This guy right here off that edge, he's going to become screaming off the edge to get Darrelle Pryor.
Pryor hands it off to David Johnson, and he's able to pick up 3 on first down. It's going to be interesting to see how he uses Darrelle Pryor, the former Ohio State Buckeye. Plays wide receiver in IRL, but here in Madden, anything can happen. He's back at the quarterback.
Absolutely. One good thing about these formations right here, Scott, you have a tight end and a halfback in the backfield. Circled right there, you're able to block them. That helps you pick up the pressure to avoid turnovers and avoid sacks.
Nice shot flipping the play there, running the zone to the other side. He's going to have a 3rd and manageable. You're going to see him running. You see the stat there. Problem running this ball 60% of the time.
No surprise there. He wants to play mistake-free. That's been the name of his game. That's how he's won all his championships in the past. That's how he's continually getting back into situations like this. There's a reason we call him the greatest Madden player of all time, and that's because he is.
In the shotgun, 2 tight ends, back to the running game. David Johnson with a stiff arm. And there's a nice job moving the chains to the 41.
Big physical runner right there, David Johnson. He is going to be a guy you'll see time and time again. Watch for the stiff arm on a consistent basis. That's the MO that he has, how he breaks all these tackles. You'll see it. You'll see it time and time again. Just get ready for it, Scott.
Press coverage on the outside, double tight end again, and surprise, surprise, another run. And well, till you come up and stop it, why not?
Yeah, we saw this is the way the problem played last year as he went to the Madden championship out at EA Play. We saw him lose to stiff there, but the staple of his game was the running game.
Yeah, really utilizing those blocking tight ends. And this time Johnson gets to the edge. And now they're in plus territory at the 46-yard line. Already 29 yards on 5 carries for David Johnson. Yeah,
and what you're going to see here from Hollywood and why problem is sticking with the run game. So what ends up happening is Hollywood is trying to bring pressure off both edges. That then means he only has one linebacker behind his defensive line. That means very weak in the interior part of the field. You can see right there, had a nice little play right there. But that's why problems raw is because the interior part of the defense is not stacked properly to stop the run.
Loss of 1 on first down. They'll bring up 2nd 11 for problem. Rocking the white uniforms for the San Francisco 49ers against the red uniforms of the Giants. Nice check down there. Gets down to the 40. So you lose a yard, then you come back and pick up 7.
Yeah, you know, and I want to throw another key into this game, another McDonald's key part of this game for problem. He can't allow himself to get into 3rd and long situations. That's where he'll get into trouble. So I love the check down right there. It's going to be very important to take underneath patterns, your short drags, your halfback patterns out of the backfield to get into manageable situations on 3rd and potentially 4th downs.
Yeah, blitz came off the left edge. Nice job going back to the right. Picking up 7. We're already under a minute here in the first quarter here at the Madden Bowl. Group D. Problem versus Hollywood.
Scott, watch a seam here, buddy. Watch a seam right up the middle of the field.
And Johnson once again on a stretch play. And he'll pick up 8 and the first down. At this point, it seems like Hollywood is okay with a bend, don't break kind of defense.
But when you're up 7-0, that's absolutely the mindset here. You got to think, okay, I'm going to hold him into a situation where we get to that 3rd and long style, and that's where I'll be able to get off the field, make him kick a field goal.
Darrelle Pryor barking out orders in this double tight end set. And once again, David Johnson carrying the load, now 40 yards.
Yeah, he's just not willing to change up his style of defense. This time he dropped down into a formation where he has 2 linebackers in the middle of the field, but now he comes back with only 1 linebacker in the middle of the field right there. That's just going to ask for the run again. So he needs to try and change some things up. He's got some other formations he can go to in his playbook. Add more linebackers on the field behind your defensive lineman. That's going to help you stop some of these inside runs.
Yeah, we had a lot of long games in Group C. Kids throwing the ball over the yard. Some old-fashioned smash-mouth defense there by Hollywood. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 7.
This is it. I mean, this is how Hollywood will win this game. This is the formula of how he wins. Get problem into 3rd and long situations, and now you got to force his hand. How do you handle this? Do you have the routes? Do you have the passing plays to get the conversion?
The 11th play already of this drive. He's run it 9 times. Pryor, and he's going to get sacked back at the 39, and that might push him out of field goal range.
And just like that, you can see you got him into a 3rd and long situation. You have to force the pass. Problem, uncomfortable there. He rolls directly into the pressure off that right edge. Sack, and now we're kicking the field goal.
The hold, the kick, doesn't have the distance, and it's down Main Street, 7-3.
A little English on that. Went a little left to right, a little hook on that. But hey, get on any points on the scoreboard you can.
No wind inside Draft Champions Stadium.
Not today.
So Mr. Hollywood will have the opportunity to respond here. He put another touchdown on the board. All of a sudden, you got a problem in a hole he doesn't want to be in.
Yeah, this is a spot where he can now apply even more pressure here, come back with another nice drive, and force Problem's hand here on his next drive. Maybe take him out of that running style offense, get him into something he's a little more uncomfortable in.
First and 10, Ricky Williams, the former Longhorn, out to the 32-yard line, and he's already averaging 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, and this is a great formation to attack this style of defense. You can see, look at all the defenders out wide, right here and right there. They're nowhere near to help stop these interior runs. Opens up huge passing lanes in the middle field like right there, and that is now how you're going to attack this. So this is a great formation to attack this cover 2 style blitzing defense.
I know people like the Jerry Rice, people like the Randy Moss, that Herman Moore. That's my guy.
Herman, he gets real big at 6'5". Makes a lot of plays in the middle of the field.
Ball already crossed the 50 here. Rolling out, throws it away as Jadeveon Clowney was applying the pressure.
Yeah, and right there, good throw away right there. Don't take a sack in that situation. You were defeated there. Everything locked up, all your reads. Good throw away there from Hollywood.
Getting snuggy in the gun. Offset, 2nd and 10. Rogers.
Good heat.
As a man. That's Ricky Williams out of the backfield. He'll be stopped at the 39-yard line, so here comes an important 3rd and 3 for Hollywood.
Yeah, that Ricky Williams, absolute problem out of the backfield there. He can run the ball well and also run great routes in the backfield.
Little play action, high points into Herman Moore, and just like that, Hollywood is in the red zone.
Complete control right now. He is running the ball, passing underneath. He's going attacking the seams. He's doing everything he needs to do here to attack this defense.
Play clock running down. Decides to go the run, has a blocker out in front, and just like that, he's at the 11.
You can feel the flow. Like, you can feel the rhythm he has right now in his offense. He's calling plays confidently. He's going to and from formations, changing things up, dropping down to I form here, get some big boys to help block here for him. So right now, Hollywood looking very confident here against Eric Problem Wright.
It's easy to get that first 70-something yards. This last 10 or 11 is a different story against Problem Wright. And that's why he's going to use a timeout. Didn't like what he saw.
Yeah, he might go back to that gun-tight formation, but this is a big spot right here. You already have the 4-point lead. Problem. Not to say that he didn't look great on his first drive, but he only really ran the ball, and that's a product of what Hollywood was doing. So this is a big spot where you put some more points on the board. Now you force Problem's hand on the next drive to pass a little bit more.
And this is why they call it Ultimate Team. Herman Moore has a rushing touchdown.
Unbelievable. You said that you like Herman Moore all over the field. I don't know if you meant you liked him at halfback.
I do not,
but that
I do
was
now.
Fantastic.
That's the first. We've seen Jimmy Graham back there before, but Herman Moore walks in for 6, and just like that, Problem is down 11.
Up against the ropes. I mean, time and time again, we get in these situations where Problem doesn't get off to a fast start in these tournaments, and he has to fight and claw and get his way back. Let's see what he does on this drive, though. He's got to play his game. He's going to have to open it up a little bit more here. That's going to cause some problems potentially with some passing situations for him.
Nice stick work there as David Johnson with a little hesitation out to the 29-yard line. And so we have 7 seconds before the 2-minute warning. He's got plenty of timeouts to go down, punch it in for 7, make this a 1-score game.
It all starts, though, with this first possession here. Let's see what he goes. I think he's going to probably start off with another run in this situation just to get the clock going down under 2 minutes.
Goes back to the run, and this time the big red machine is in there.
Oh, yeah, and you can see a little bit more aggressive nature right there from Hollywood. He was user controlling that middle linebacker, but that means he's literally controlling that defensive player on the screen, and he's attacking, being the aggressor on the defense side of the ball, overloaded the offensive line, and got into the backfield for a 2-yard loss.
I'll be honest, I watched a lot of the online qualifiers, was never impressed with Darrelle Pryor. But this time, finds Julio Jones. If you're going to throw it to someone, that's not a bad target.
Yeah, that's another weak spot right there behind that cover 2 style defense. He flooded the right side of the field. That means he took 3 receivers, ran them vertically down the field. When there's only 2 defenders deep, you can't protect against all those routes downfield.
Ball is spotted right at midfield on the 50. Tries to stretch it out again. Able to pick up 2, and boy, David Johnson's been a popular choice in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best backs in the entire game. I would say he's probably the most complete back that you're going to have in all of Madden Ultimate Team. Great out of the backfield on passing options as well.
So 2nd and 9. We're going to jump over to the Duke and Evil O as Evil O has a 3-0 lead. Loving the color rush. And Ricky Williams looking good back in. It's not a burnt orange. It's sort of a sherbet.
Yeah, it's a light orange. It's a light orange, yeah.
Get a little creamsicle with us. He's got a 3-0 lead here. Has an opportunity in the red zone to go up 10 over Duke. Duke, one of the veterans in this tournament, but it is a nice job there.
Got away with one right there. That was a forced throw. I know he was looking for that high point pass in the back of the end zone. When you throw those high point passes, you're literally throwing it up to a point where only your biggest receiver can catch it.
And that was Russell Wilson's first incompletion of the game. And this time it's going to be picked, and it might be 6, Gibbs. At the 40, the 50, Russell Wilson's got to catch him. And he will score. Wow, what a pick.
And that was an opportunistic time for us to catch on that game right there. Huge play to get on the scoreboard there. But right here, Eric Problem right now punting the ball away in a 4th and 16 situation.
That's when the producer in the back has this big old smile, you know, when something like that happens. 14-3, 45 seconds here left in the second. But what a change of events as Evil O thought he was going to go up, and now Duke has the lead over in game number 2. So 2nd and 10 now. Hollywood able to shake off Clowney. Clock moving, 1 timeout. 2nd and 6. Clock running. Rodgers rolling out, and he will get away with it. They'll stop the clock at 38 seconds here. You got to be careful.
That was a good throw right there, but Problem doing a good job there protecting short part of the field. Gets into a 3rd and 6 situation. You got to watch pressure off this left edge again here from Problem.
Rodgers looking, decides to check it down. Antonio Brown, and he'll step out of bounds at the 36-yard line. So 32 seconds, 1 timeout. Maybe trying to get himself in field goal range or more.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, Scott, Problem needs to change his defense because Hollywood has an answer to that blitz off that left edge. We're seeing it time and time again. A little quick motion inside of the receiver. He's picking it up every time, and Problem needs a new defense or else he's going to be in trouble in this game.
Empty set, has some guys deep, but goes to Randy Moss underneath. And he's right at the 49-yard line, and he'll use his final timeout.
Yeah, and you already see it. Problem now checks out into a cover 3. Same blitz pressure, but changes the number of defenders deep in the deep part of the field. And what you're going to see if he stays in this formation, he motions the inside receiver over, and then that helps pick up some of the pressure off the edge.
Play action here on 1st and 10.
Oh, he wants one. Go for the Kobe.
He's got a man deep. It's Moss, and it is a touchdown in Hollywood, with a score right before the half.
Yeah, you know, I know we say young Kim's got great lettuce, but look at the lettuce on Hollywood. He's got gray hair too, but that was an even better throw. Beautiful play design right there. Took an opportunistic play action. He's been running the ball very well and had the perfect timing on that deep pass right there for the huge score.
5 plays, 78 yards. 37 seconds, Gibbs.
Yeah, and hey, listen, this is why Serious Mo. This is why Spot Me Please both said if they don't win the tournament, Hollywood's got the best chance to win this thing.
Well, Serious Mo's still in. Spot Me, our reigning champ, could not get out of Group A, and so with 14 seconds remaining in the half, maybe Problem takes a shot.
Yeah, listen, he's going to have to start to pass the ball. You're down big at this point. 14 seconds, you can basically throw the timeout here. Well, he's got 2 timeouts, so he could move the ball a little bit here.
Darrelle Pryor looking. He finds Evans, throws him open. And we got a flag here, and we're see what we're going to have, and that's going to be declined. So with 7 seconds left, ball will be marked at the 49-yard line. Probably needs somewhere in the 15-yard range to have a chance at a field goal.
Yeah, he's going to need about 15 yards. That'll give a good chance of getting this. The issue there is about 7 seconds. Even if you do catch it and scamper up field, you could run out of time with trying to call timeout and get into a tackle, and it wouldn't be able to call the timeout. That's beautiful.
He goes to Jones. Now Jones has got to get on the ground. He will. And with 2 seconds left in the half, Problem will get a timeout.
Yeah, that's a good play design right there. Attack that seam.
And he'll take the points. Try to make this a 15-point game. And it's up and it's good as the clock expires in the half. Hollywood with a big 21-6 lead over Problem here in game number 1 of Group D.
Problem needs to focus more now off of the run game. I know that's his MO. I know that's how he wants to win games. 60% of the time he runs the ball in this group stage, right? He needs to now open up his game. He needs to start passing the ball. That's how he's going to only be able to a chance to win this game.
Well, that's tough because that's not your game style. That's not your play. I mean, he's been around. He's won a lot of championships. He's moved forward, and right now, I think you're right. He's got to throw the football, but he's got to have some turnovers, some special teams plays. Those are the things that usually brings a guy like Problem back into a game.
I mean, that's how he got here. If you went back and watched how he got to this location, big-time game against Merckx, that he had about 14,000 user picks in that game. A lot of them returned for touchdowns. Eric Problem, right. If there's one thing he's known for, one thing he can do, he can make a comeback in a game like this.
Well, let me introduce you to the third member of our broadcast team, Darrelle.
Thanks, Scott. Hollywood, you were able to strike first, and then you consistently attacked Problem's defense. What did you think of the way you've been able to execute?
I knew that if I was to score points, that I thought I was going to win the game. Like, I feel like he's a defensive player, so like if I score enough points, I'm going to pull it out.
I know you have a lot of respect for Problem. He's the greatest Madden player of all time. How do you keep him on his heels and get this victory in the second half?
I say one more stop, get one more stop and score the ball. I think that's game over.
All right, best of luck in the second half.
Thanks.
Let's send it to Tyler and the guys.
All right, thanks, Drea. Again, the champ off to a slow start, and yet another one of our series. Hollywood up big on him. Let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights from the first half. In this one, Problem taking on Mr. Hollywood.
It was all Hollywood early in the first quarter. Aaron Rodgers, Antonio Brown, 50-yard strike downfield. He goes up 7-0. Problem would answer with a field goal, but in the second quarter, it's more of the same from Hollywood. Aaron Rodgers hands off to Herman Moore. Little surprise right there. And then, of course, you have your Mac Jr. moment at the end of the half with just 18 seconds to go. Randy Moss, big-time throw downfield. Problem did add the field goal to make it 21-6, a two-score game. Not out of it.
All right, so Mr. Hollywood thinks that if he gets one more stop, that's it. That's a pretty bold statement, saying that about the greatest player of all time. So why don't we find out a little bit more about the guy they call Mr. Hollywood?
My name's LeVar Gale. I'm from Bronx, New York, 19 years old, also known as Mr. Hollywood, and I'm here to win the Madden. It's not the most positive area to live in, but like video games always kept me like inside. Like if I wasn't playing video games, I don't know like what I'd be doing, honestly. It kind of changed my life around. When I was young, my brothers and my dad, everyone played Madden. So like it was all like a competition inside my house. Like we'll have tournaments, and whoever won that tournament was the best in the world. Like if you lost the game, you wouldn't hear the end of it. Like it will go on from days to weeks to months.
Moore pulls it in for 6.
That was a beautiful play design right there.
People know me online right now. They say like, "Oh, he's the best out right now." Like I want to prove that I'm the best. I just don't want people to say I'm the best. They saying like this is the hardest top 16 of like in Madden. I want to prove that I could just dominate everyone, and I know I could do it. So
he's got a man in the corner.
Wow, beautiful play right there by Hollywood.
I just want to win. Like I don't want to settle for second place. I don't want to settle for third place. I want to settle for first place. I feel like this is my best year of Madden so far. So I think I have a really good chance of winning the whole thing to show that I'm the future.
Hollywood talked right there about dominating everybody in this field, and you know what? When he's dominating the greatest of all time, you start to believe him. Guys, what do you think about this first half and the way that he's been able to play?
Here's my question to you. What do these three people have in common? Spot me, please. Jet. Problem.
Tell me, Rico.
Yeah, we're waiting.
And they're all going to go 0-3.
Oh, my gosh. Well, we'll have to see about that. You know, they talked about it, Scott and Gibbs talked about it during the call, that Problem's had a problem with getting off to a fast start. He's had slow starts. It's exactly what happened in the Madden Classic. He only went 1-2 in his group play. He was still able to make it out. He's almost like Tiger. You know, good Tiger Woods back in the day, like if he can get to weekend contention, he's going to be there at the end of it, but he's got to get to that point
Tyler,
first.
in this field at the Madden Bowl, we have the 16 best competitors on the planet. With only 2 spots left, there's no time for slow starts. So if your Problem, you got away with it once, Unfortunately, it's just too close of a group to really like fail at the start. So I fully expect him to get it going in the second half. He can't wait any longer. I think he'll make some adjustments to Hollywood. He has an incredible defense, and he'll figure out how to get some pressure. But Hollywood doing a good job picking it up so far.
Well, let's see if Hollywood can finish it off against the greatest of all time. Let's go ahead and get back to the second half. Scott Cole, Stephen Gibbs, take it away, gentlemen.
Thank you so much, guys. Maybe a passing of the torch coming up here. The young man from the Bronx in Hollywood, you know, the greatest of all time from L.A., a little coast-to-coast action here. Problem's going to get the ball to start in the second half here, and he's got to come out and score on this first drive.
Not only does he have to come out and score on his first drive, I'm very concerned about his defense. We're going to show you exactly what that is when we get an opportunity, but right now Hollywood has the answer to picking up the pressure off that left edge from that gun-type formation. Probably needs to find something else, or he will not be able to stop Hollywood.
Another inside zone. This time it's David Johnson. Looked good early. He was averaging about 4 or 5 yards a carry. He's come way back now. Going to need to find some sort of space in that running game.
Yeah, and he starts it off with a run just to kind of get the juices flowing here, but now let's come back to a pass. You need to start getting a little bit more aggressive. Great job with the field goal at the end of the half there. Now you made it a 2-possession game that gets you right back into it, so pivotal part of that game.
As a running lane here, David Johnson gets to the outside, makes another man miss. He's going to try to get to the edge, and just like that, Problem is back in this ball game.
And you know what? That is why he's playing, and that's why I'm sitting right here talking about him playing. Because listen, I just said he needs to be able to pass the ball, but that is why he's the greatest of all time. He sticks to his strategy, and he makes it work for him, and that's a huge play to get back into this game.
Now he's going to have a opportunity here to go for 2.
Watch Jimmy Graham out of the backfield, jumping over the pile.
This will make it a 7-point game if Problem can successfully convert. Mentioned Jimmy Graham, dot in the I. He is going to think twice.
Didn't like it. Didn't like what he said.
Yeah, no.
Listen, hey, you don't like what you see there, you might as well take it.
Yeah. At some point, you're probably going to have to go for 2. At this point, he's going to take the extra point and make this an 8-point game.
That's still a 1-possession game, so you like him going for it there. I think that's probably where his head was at. Hey, this is still a 1-possession game. I feel confident that I can get another stop, get the rock back, and make a play. So wise choice there by Problem.
All right, so now an 8-point game. Hollywood has got an opportunity to respond. And Antonio Brown will take it to the 24-yard line, and so we get an 8-point game here. Tyler, what's going on in game number 2?
Thanks, guys. Third quarter action. Duke uses Ricky Williams back in his old gear. He's going to go 75 yards to put him up 21-3 over Evil O. Guys, this one is getting out of hand. Back to you.
Wow, 21 unanswered for the man from Baton Rouge. My main man, Duke, getting it done against Evil O. And right now, Hollywood's got 2 things he's thinking about. Go back up 2 scores and maybe work a little bit of this clock here in the third quarter.
Yeah, it really certainly seems that he's been outplaying Problem in this game, but he's only up 1 possession, so kudos to Problem right now.
As time throws into triple coverage, and that is where Prime Time is back there.
And that's the turnover.
Hey, the big pick.
That's the turnover we were talking about that needs to get back in this game. He gets the huge turnover. Now Problem poised here, only down 1 score, potentially here to tie this game up.
That's the turnover he needed, trailing by 8. Once again, back to the run. And a nice job picking up 12 yards. David Johnson now with a $125 on the day.
Yeah, and you're going to see here from Problem, he was running these interior runs with no offensive lineman pulling. Now he's running halfback bases that have the left guard pull out and kick, and they've been really effective for him here in the second half.
And there's a fumble. Ball is on the turf, and it's picked up by Hollywood, and he'll turn it right back over.
And just like that, Hollywood gets the huge play for himself, and he gets the ball back. Now he's in position here to go up 2 scores again.
So an 8-point game here. We got a live look in as Evil O is trying to sneak one in all the way down to the goal line. Goes back to a hurry up here on 2nd and goal. Goal line formation. Ricky Williams all the way at the back. And finally, Russell Wilson gets Evil O back on the board. And with the extra point, we'll have 21-10. Just the opening games of Group D.
Big time score right there. Go up, get your lead a little higher.
Big time sack on first down that puts Rodgers back at the 44 with a 2nd and 21. And there is Ricky Williams out of the backfield. He's going to make it to the 44-yard line.
Yeah, and right there again, he had time in the pocket. He's able to pick up the pressure off that left edge that Problem is trying to send, and that's giving him the time in the pocket to be able to find his open receivers. We'll see it here potentially one more time. No, he audibles out now. He goes into an empty set, so watch out for pressure here on this play.
Big 3rd and 9. 2:40 left here in the third.
Let's see. He motions this guy, Scott. That's the guy that typically will help pick up the pressure, but he motions him out here to try to get him out in open space.
Running that play clock all the way down. And here comes some heat, and Rodgers cannot let it go. It's now 4th and 9 from the 44, sort of in no man's land.
Yeah, great change of pace right there. We got pressure now off that right edge. He wasn't anticipating that Hollywood, and that's where you see the big time stop there on third down.
A lot of people out on the Twitter sphere hitting that hashtag Madden Bowl. Thank you for getting involved in the conversation today. We've had some great games thus far. Still got the single M's coming in tomorrow.
A lot of action left. We still got to get through Group D first, though.
I'm not looking forward. I'm one game at a time. Is that okay, Coach?
One game at a time, and that is what we'll focus on.
So after the turnover on downs, Problem will take over. And Johnson, 15 carries for $125, but that time goes nowhere.
Yeah, and what we're seeing right now from Hollywood, he's now anticipating run on first down. If you're seeing this right now, he keeps taking his interior user defender, so it's either this defender or this defender, and he's shooting gaps on first down, which is helping his run support. So watch out for a play fake eventually here from Problem.
Darrelle Pryor looking. A little quick out. That'll move it to the 47, and once again, 3rd and 7.
Yep, 3rd and 7 now. One of those long third down situations where Problem might not necessarily want to pass, but gets him into a situation where he feels like he might have to pass to convert. So these are the crucial parts of every game.
And really for a lot of Madden players, every territory is 4th down territory, so a run wouldn't surprise me either here on 3rd down. Deciding to go to the air as a man, and that is Julio Jones, and he coughs it up, and it's going to be recovered by Hollywood at the 43.
Yeah, and Problem shaking his head there for good reason. That was a great read right over the middle of the field. He delivered the ball in time. He got up the field, got the first down, but a big-time hit causing the turnover by Hollywood. Beautiful play right there over the middle of the field.
A little bit of fumble-itis on a Friday.
I've seen a lot of fumbles today.
A lot of fumbles today.
A
lot of big hits is probably what we should say.
Well, with all that hit power on the field, we're, all over these rosters, all this Ultimate Team, you have all these legends, all these players, so much hit power that helps them cause fumbles in these situations.
Yeah, we see a lot of Sean Taylors, a lot of big hits from Khalil Mack, J. Davion Clowney. 2nd and 9 for Hollywood after taking over off the fumble, and it's a quick throw to Randy Moss. And he lives up to the name.
Yeah, and you're going to see this right there. That is a strategy that we've been seeing from all the best players. They run a little play fake, and then they hit these receivers, Herman Moore right here and Randy Moss, right up the seams. It's really difficult to defend those off the play fake when you're only in a cover 2 style defense. You don't have defenders in those seams to stop them. Every time he motions Moss over to the left, Moss runs one of kind of those routes right there. That was a touchdown he had. So anytime you see that, watch out for that.
1st and 10 at the 39. Ricky Williams carries a few to the 35-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 6.
And right now he's just out there calling all the plays. Every route combination, he's using all different motions. That makes it really difficult. It disguises things you want to do. And Problem's still kind of staying in that same shell of defense. And it really seems as though that Hollywood has it figured out for the most part.
Yeah, a lot of different looks at the same formation. That's absolutely nasty.
A lot of hot routes out here. I would tell you potentially, he goes to a run, so a little reverse psychology right there.
Yeah.
Some fake hot routes.
Yes.
I love that. I love that. Gamesmanship.
A little gamesmanship, a little game of chest, and now the ball's at the 28, and he'll chew the clock down.
Take it to the 4.
So put up your 4s. We're headed to the 4th here in game number 1 of Group D, and it's an 8-point game. Hollywood in the lead.
And it's not just in the lead, but he's in control right now, in the driver's seat. First down, 5 minutes remaining. If he can go up 2 scores here, gets him a good spot here to try and get out of this game with a win.
1st and 10 to start the quarter for Aaron Rodgers, controlled by Mr. Hollywood. Problem needs a turnover. A hot routes here, a lot of shifting. And looking. Has a man, and it's Moss again. And he could not hang on.
Yeah, you know, Moss is known for making those big-time spectacular catches, but you apply a little heat to him. Every now and then, he will drop that pass right there. So he had a crossing pattern that he could have thrown to, but he opted for the deep pass downfield, and that could have cost him some yards there.
Yeah, he was trying to get his feet in bounds. And so on 2nd and 10, once again, Rodgers in the gun. Williams offset to his left.
Good heat, pressure's coming.
And he tried to get it. Look, he was looking for Cooks on a zig.
That was an absolute scream. That time he left his halfback into block. He's been typically using this Cooks over here off this left edge with a quick motion inside to help pick up that pressure. He opts out to the empty formation. He can block both Williams and Moss in that spot. That's going to give him protection off both edges. Problem might want to drop into some type of coverage here.
It's one of the first time he didn't use Cooks to pick up that.
Watch this Herman Moore.
blitz.
Watch that Herman Moore right in the middle of the field. Problem sending the gas here. Moore could be open.
And Hollywood has a timeout. He'll burn it. 2 left with 4:52 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Big 3rd and 10. Field goal would make it 11. A touchdown would make it sweet.
Yeah, that's what's tough about this situation. You want to get aggressive here, but you know the field goal gives you the 2-possession score. So while you want to be aggressive, you need to be conservative here in this situation.
Don't want to take a sack.
See, there's that motion. Pick up the pressure, time in the pocket, deliver a strike. Coverage everywhere, though.
He's trying to get it away, and he won't. He'll lose 7 on that, so it'll be 4th down at the 35-yard line, and that is a 52-yarder.
That's gonna stretch you right there, and that's what he didn't want in that spot. He couldn't take a sack. He did. Now he's in a tough spot here. Could probably come out and field goal, see if he can make it. If not, go for it. Oh, he's got the leg.
Yeah, this guy's kicking 75-yarders and stuff like that. So in practice, here in a game, a 52-yarder is easy peasy lemon squeezy. He's now up by 11.
Yeah, plenty of time left for problem here. He's down 11 points, 4 minutes and change remaining. All 3 of your timeouts. You need to put together a scoring drive here. You've done it so far on the ground, and your defense has kept you in this game. We still have yet to ask that question. When will Eric Problem-Wright bring a passing offense to this event? When will he dominate games with his passing offense? He's done it with his run game. He's done it with his defense. But for him to be crowned the Madden Bowl champion, he needs to bring a passing offense here right now.
Would you rather be kicked by Justin Tucker or Chuck Norris?
Don't want to get, not Chuck Norris. Not Chuck Norris.
No on the Chuck Norris. 1st and 10 from the 24. High points into Jimmy Graham, and he holds on, plus side of the 50.
That's a great start right there. That's how you attack those cover 2 defenses. Again, great vertical flood downfield. He ran 3 receivers up the middle of the field and attacked that cover 2 defense with the vertical routes to Jimmy Graham.
1st and 10 at the 49. We're about 2 minutes in here to the 4th quarter. About a minute 20 into the 4th here. So time not on Problem's side. Desperately needs a touchdown. Field goal would help.
Field goal helps. It still keeps you in that 1-possession game. He's going to stay on the ground here. Now he's going to be, again, a tough 3rd down in situation.
We got 3rd and 6. We're going to take a quick game break. Tyler, what's going on?
Thanks, guys. Evil O getting back in this ball game using Russell Wilson. Throws a 19-yard touchdown pass to Randy Moss to come within 5. Score is 21-16. Guys, back to you.
I had to put my sunglasses on when we got to Florida. I need my sunglasses looking at those unis. Absolutely nasty. 4th and 1 in this one at the 40. It would be a 57-yarder from here.
This is going to be a long field goal. Ooh, he's got the leg. Yeah, Skoskowski's
He's got your guy. He's got your guy from New England.
Oh, no. Offsides.
And it's up and it's good. Let's see the sportsmanship here. Will we see sportsmanship or not? And he will take the 5 yards. 1st and 10.
For 250 stacks? For 250 stacks? No.
If we're sitting on the couch, are you taking that?
Yes.
All right.
You play to win the game.
Then it's all fair. It's all good now.
Always.
256. And Johnson will move it to the 28-yard line.
Yeah, that's a critical error. That's a big-time error
huge.
right there by Hollywood. Now Problem needs to take advantage of that. You can't come back here, kick a field goal, and waste more time here. Now you're kind of backed up against the wall here, and you need to get this touchdown now. Great opportunity for Problem.
Yeah, trying to get a big field goal block, caught offside, some new set of downs. 2nd and 4 from the 28. Back to David Johnson. There's that stiff arm. He's going to lose a couple yards. He was close to going over 150 for the game. And right now, that clock is ticking away.
Yeah, and here you go, 3rd and 6. You got to get this play off before the 2-minute warning. He will, but he needs to give himself some extra time here to maybe get a play in after this play on 4th down, or he'll kick the field goal.
I like to get you riled up. I like when you get riled up. 3rd and 6. We got about 15 seconds before the 2-minute warning. Pryor rolls to his right, gets Khalil Mack in his face. And that's going to bring up 4th and 6, and now you got to take the 3.
Yeah, see, that almost hurts him in that situation, right? He wasted about a minute and change in that situation when he's already going to come away with the same score. So while that was a bonehead play from Hollywood to go off sides, it kind of helps him in that situation. So there we go. Now this is where Problem steps up. This is where Problem makes his name for himself. This is why people say he's the greatest player of all time. He gets in these situations and he makes the plays that help him win games.
That kickoff goes to the moon, and Moore will drop down. Let's take a look, live look-in over at Duke and Evil O. 25 seconds remaining in the 4th. Ball at the 49. Evil O trailing by 5. Russell Wilson has some pressure, and he will not get it away. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10 with 20 seconds going on. So we got 2 good games going on at once. Duke with a 5-point lead in this one. This is just game number 1. And I'm telling you, I'm watching the other screen here as it is a long touchdown run. Hopefully we'll get a look at that. But with 20 seconds to go, Hollywood just went up big, and now Evil O is going to have an opportunity to maybe steal one here from Duke.
Yeah, listen, you get in these situations, he's got all of his timeouts, or 2 of his timeouts, 3rd and 10, 20 seconds. He can call any play in his playbook right now. Post over the middle of the field, corner patterns, everything is available to him because he has his timeouts.
So Hollywood and Problem now in a 15-point game, but we got a 5-point game here. Evil O with the ball. Once again, there comes that heat. Now it's going to bring up 4th down.
Big time pressure off that edge right there, causing that almost a sack there. Now 4th and 10. This is for the bread right here. Will come out in the gun type formation here.
You remember at one point he was trailing 21-3. He led 3-0 and gave up that turnover that was brought all the way back for a touchdown. Duke's going to use a timeout here. He knows how crucial this 4th and 10 is.
Yeah, and why not? Make sure you're not taking those timeouts with you. So now you got to get your defense in the right spot, right situation, get the right personnel on the field matched up against all these receivers. Watch out for Jimmy Graham, typically a guy that they like to go to out of the set.
4th and 10, getting snuggy. Williams off to his right. Russell Wilson in the gun. Looking, has time. Throws it into coverage, and it's going to be picked off. A user pick by Anthony Barr, and Duke looks like he's going to seal that one.
That's a beautiful play right there. He was able to hang underneath, got the user pick, but right back to this Problem Hollywood game.
Problem's got all 3 timeouts. We're under a minute, 3rd and 10. He's going to need a score, an onside, and then another touchdown. And Evans. That's about how many guys it takes to tackle Evans sometimes. 5 guys.
Oh, yeah, 5 guys. Make it all the guys right there. But right now, Problem moving the ball. He's going to have to keep a halfback in here to keep pick up the pressure.
And so David Johnson will carry it for a few. We missed a long run as Hollywood after the Problem field goal. And it is Ricky Williams, and he will run and rumble all the way and maybe put this game out of reach as Night Train can just not catch Ricky Williams.
Yeah, put this game on ice. Right. Problem right now might be playing. Problem right now is playing for points at this stage. We are in a group stage format where all these players in this group have to play one game against each other. A lot of times it comes down to the point differential when players have the same record.
Yeah, so this is a big 28 seconds for Problem to maybe get some more points on the board. 1st and 10 from the 48. Pryor, and there's some heat. The ball's on the ground. Would have been nice if David Johnson would have picked that up. But
Screaming through that right side right there. Hollywood looking like a dominant player in this matchup here. Looking poised in this one.
finds Jimmy Graham. Jimmy picks up the first down. He's going to have to think about using his final timeout here. And he will. And this is where you decide. It could come down to 3 points a little later on.
Yeah, you take the field goal.
Yeah,
you got to take the field goal here because every point matters. Every point counts. You get into these situations with the point differential in these group stage formats. You need to take the sure thing, and right here, the sure thing is the field goal.
Went 1 and 2 in the group stages in our last tournament, but it was the points that ended up helping them move on. But Hollywood with a big win, 31-19 in our opener. And of course, Duke won his game as well. They are now both 1-0 in Group D. Problem and Evil O now moved to 0-2 in the group. And what do you think about Hollywood? Looking pretty good.
I'll tell you what I really liked about Hollywood's game is his ability to pick up pressure off that left side of the field. That's how everyone wants to generate pressure in this tournament, and he has shown that he can pick it up no problem. Problem, on the other hand, he didn't adjust very well with his defense. I would like to see him come out of that, change things up, but he stayed in it. He tried to make it work. He never really kind of got into a situation where he looked like he was that confident on the defense side of the ball.
Yeah, now these guys are going to have to flip-flop and take on one another. And so as we move through the group stage, each and every game now gets more important, probably more important for those that have lost their first game. Maybe Hollywood can relax a little bit, gotten through the challenge of playing the greatest of all time.
Well, if you beat Problem in your group, you feel like you could beat anybody. There's still got a lot of tough competition to go, but it's off to a good start for Hollywood.
All right, good first game. Let's go over to the third member of our broadcast team. Drea, take it away.
Thanks, Scott. Problem, tough loss to start this group. What's the biggest thing you would have done differently throughout the course of this first matchup?
I mean, I knew he's a tough player, and I made adjustments contrary to what the announcer said. I came out and stopped him a couple times, and I fumbled 2 times in the third quarter. So, I mean, I made my adjustments, and, you move on, and good game to him. That's it.
How do you turn things around from here? You're 0-1 right now.
Play my game against the next 2 people. You can only handle what you can handle, so just go out and win the next 2 games.
All right, short and sweet. Go out and handle the next 2 games. Let's send it back to Tyler and the guys.
All right, thanks, Trey. Appreciate that. Yeah, not much there from the champ. He knows where he's at. He's been here before. He knows that he needs to get it done in the next 2 games. This is pretty much what happened at the Madden Classic. Slow start, but he was able to advance. Do we think he's going to be able to do that now? Just the way that Hollywood played against him, he really looked shaky.
I mean, he's done with Hollywood. Hollywood, he doesn't have to play him again. He was 8 for 10 passing early in that one. He did not really let up as many points after the second half. He had a fumble on a converted 4th down, so I think he's still in good position. I like what he brought out in that second half. If he keeps playing like that moving forward, he should be looking pretty good in group play.
All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the other game. We'll get back to this one, but I want to look at the highlights from the other match between Evil O and Duke.
This was a good one. We pick it up in the second quarter.